G'day guys, welcome back to MG Rebuild. Today we're going to put the back axle and the rear suspension back into the chassis. Okay, just a bit of an update. In my comment section I was alerted to a couple of errors that I had made when I was working on the suspension. Well, actually one error on the suspension and a couple on the brakes. The bush that went through the eye at the end of the suspension was too loose. It just fell through. So I took the spring over to my Uncle Jim, who's a blacksmith for 50 plus years, worked on thousands of springs over his career. He resized it for me and now it's a perfect fit, so that's all fixed. Also on the brakes, as you can see, this is upside down at the moment, but I've actually got the actual handbrake assembly, or the wheel cylinder, should be on the front to go through that little, for the cable to go through that hole there, or to mount on that hole. And also Laverne alerted me to telling me that there's actually, each brake has got its own side, or well, as he called it, handed. The fronts were right, thankfully. I didn't need to actually change those over. I only had to rotate one of the drums 180 degrees, so that was great. I'm so happy about that. The back ones I haven't looked yet, but I will address those when I'm actually working on that section there. So as for now, we'll start working on mounting these springs. Okay, I'm actually got the diff housing upside down at the moment, just makes it a little bit easier to work on when I'm mounting the actual the springs. The only thing is, it's all upside down, like I said, so I've got to reverse everything. So start with, I'll actually put the plate on there with the rubber and the spring. Now the spring can only go one way. It's the short end, or that metal bush has to go to the front, so the same end as what the pinion is. Then we put on the other side. Before we do that, got to put on the shock absorber mount for the link. Same for the other side. And we won't completely tighten these up all the way just yet, until we get it back on the car, and then we can line it all up properly then. So that's one side done, nice and easy. Now, on this side I've got this little special extra plate. I haven't got one for the other side yet, it's still coming in the mail, so they'll be here soon. This is to actually just stop wear from the U-bolts wearing on the actual axle housing. So I'll put one on this side, and when the other one arrives, I will do the same to the other side. Okay, taking the diff and the assembly off the stand now. Very heavy unit. Thankfully, I had a little bit of help with that one. It's on a jack, and we're about to put the front part of the suspension in of the rear springs. Okay, Lachlan, if you just want to pump it up a little bit, just ever so slowly. You can go faster than that. Okay guys, today's a different day. I actually did run out of time yesterday, so it's a new day. So just to recap, we've actually put in the front part of the springs into the chassis, and now I'm just doing the back end. I've done one side already. It's not tightened up yet because we've got to put a load onto the actual chassis, which will be once the body's on there. So I'll just move on to this side here. Now I'll just coat the pins in rubber grease. The bushes are already in place. Oh, that's a tight one. This needs a little bit of a tap. Nice and gentle. Put the side plates on. Okay, I'm just going to pause for a minute, mate. So we just tighten him up, just not too much. So we just want it so it doesn't fall apart, that's all. For now, when the car's moving around. And then we'll tighten up properly afterwards. Okay, next step is to actually put on the axle straps and the rebound rubbers. Now I just looking at it, I'm going to need to actually jack that up a bit too. The rubber's a little bit pearish, but they're still okay.
Do you want to show some of the colors?
That one's not. So it's a bit perished. I may need to replace that later. Yeah, I'm actually not happy with that. I will replace those. Yeah, that one's not so bad. But I'll pop them in for now, so I can move the chassis around. That's got to go up to there. So without the actual weight on the chassis, I can't lift the axle up high enough to put those straps on. So what I'll do, I'll order some new rebound bushers, rubbers, these little fellas first, and then wait until I've got some weight on the chassis, because I'll be putting the body tub on pretty soon, and then I can fix that up. But in the meantime, what I'll do, I won't bore you guys with it, but I will replace, well, sorry, not replace them, but change them from side to side, just to correct that issue we had before. So that's it for today's video. Now, as I said in the intro, we do have a bit of a special thing happening at the moment. Make sure my hands are clean. Some of you would remember a few weeks ago I was talking about this car being in a magazine. Well, that magazine has now actually been published. That's it there. That's the car or my car on the front page. And inside, it's the actual feature article. So as you can see, bit of a write-up there. A bit more about it there as well. So, to celebrate this, because I'm very, very excited about this, I'm giving away 2 copies of this magazine. You can't buy them in the news agencies or the whatever other countries call it, the newsstand. So I will be giving a couple of copies of these away. So there will be a link in the description on how you can actually enter the competition. So if you follow that link, then you'll be able to go take you to a website and then just follow the prompts there. Okay guys, so don't forget to like the page, subscribe, do your notifications, and share as much as you can, because, you know, like I said, we want to make this channel big, so that way the bigger it becomes, the more projects I can do in the future. You know, I would like to be able to keep rebuilding not just this car, but a few other MGs in the future. So like I said, keep it going and see how big we can make it. So until next time, I'll sign out. See you later.